So it's 8:48 on Saturday, May 13th, and we're just parked here at the Leamington dock for the Pelee Island ferry, and we'll be going out across to Pelee Island in probably less than an hour's time. We're on the 10 o'clock to 4 shift, so we catch the boat here at 10 and leave Pelee Island at 4, so we don't have a whole lot of time over there, just 3 or 3.5 hours, but it'll give us a chance to look around and get a sense for the island. I have been there once before, or twice before I guess, but never had a lot of looking around then either. During this brief visit to Pelee Island, we'll be stopping at 3 different nature reserve areas. The first one is Stone Road Alvar in the southeast corner of the island, where we walk a few of the trails. Then we head over to Fish Point Nature Reserve in the southwest corner of the island, walk some of the woodland trails along the marsh edge and out to the sand spit at the end of the point. Then we head to the Florian Diamante Nature Reserve in the northeast corner of the island and walk some of the trails there. Afterwards, we just head back around the northwest corner and down the western road back to the ferry docks. there in the distance is Pelee Island, barely visible. So here we are, crossing still. It's a nice crossing. It's cloudy, a bit breezy, and not much in the way of waves, very smooth. The island's getting bigger by the minute. .11:05, and we're just coming around the northwest corner of Pelee Island, heading towards the docking area, which I can see in the distance on the west coast. Should be there in half an hour or so. Here's a small island off the southwest side of the boat, and a few more as you look to the east along the lake. Just about to leave the ferry here. Shortly after getting off the ferry, we encountered this dead fox squirrel on the road. A sad sight for such a beautiful animal, but luckily we saw a live one not long after that, scurrying along the side of the road and into the bush. Here we are at 11:55 on Saturday, May 13th. We're on the Stone Road Alvar on the southeast corner of Pelee Island. Here for a brief visit, then hopefully off to one or two other sites before we have to catch the ferry back to the mainland. It's a very quick trip out here just to see some of the local sites. Here we are at Fish Point Provincial Nature Reserve, southwest tip of Pelee Island. woodland floor was just covered in trilliums, making for a beautiful spring display. Sweet Cicely was also regularly encountered. And as we walked along the marsh, we noticed a few marsh birds in the area: great blue heron, blue-winged teal, green heron, palm warbler, which is not necessarily a marsh bird, and trumpeter swans were in the ponds that we were looking at. Also, a flock of short-billed dowitchers were flying around. And we tried to make our way right around the end of the point, but the trail sort of gave out due to heavy lake erosion and fallen trees. Well, the map makes it look like there's a triangular loop out here that goes right around the point and back to the parking lot, but similar to Rondo, however, the southern part of the trail seems to be washed away by fallen trees from erosion of Lake Erie waves, so we haven't made it right around the trail, if in fact it all does still exist. So we're heading back now the way we came in after about half an hour walking out here. Just walking down the western side of Lighthouse Point Beach here. This is a nice area because it's out of the wind that we were getting on the east side. We're not going to stay here too much longer. We'll maybe check out one other place before we have to head back to the ferry, but we'll see how it goes. Just as we were nearing the end of our walk at Fish Point Reserve, a beautiful male scarlet tanager descended from the treetops down into the lower branches to give us a look over. We managed to get some decent photographs of him, which was nice. And in a way, I felt like he was coming down to say goodbye and hope that the rest of our trip went well, and maybe we'd see him somewhere else along the way. Here we are on the Florian Diamante Nature Reserve, Alvar Trail.